Peace, family. I'm getting ready to begin a new series. The series is going to be for the family. I'm noticing a lot of stuff that's happening in our communities, and it's breaking my heart. And so I decided that every Monday I will do Muslima Mondays, and every Friday I will do Family Fridays. Family Fridays will talk specifically to the mother and the father of the family. So the husband and the wife, or the mother and the significant other, or the mother and then the father that's not, physically in the home. However the dynamic of your family is, I'm talking to the males and the females. And then on Mondays, I will aim my talks to the women in the Muslim community. There's so much that's happening. Something that I recently realized is prominent in our family is, and so this particular video, I'm going to be talking directly to the men, okay? But something that I want to talk to the men about is, men, I need you to understand that when you promise your child something, when you tell them that you're going to do something with them, when you tell them you're going to come get them, when you tell them that you're going to take them somewhere, when you promise them that you want to spend time with them, you need to understand what that does for the child when you make that promise. And you need to understand what it means to the child just to have those few minutes of quality time with you. So I think that a lot of brothers, and I'm seeing this throughout our community, I think that a lot of brothers are thinking that if they don't have a whole lot of money to spend on their children, if they don't have, if they're not coming bearing gifts every single time, that their child isn't going to appreciate them that much, or they aren't going to really realize the quality time that the father is taking out to spend with them. But this is so wrong. It is such the opposite. A child understands quality time. A child understands their parents, spending time with them, teaching them lessons. It's the smallest things that stands out in a child's mind. So I want to encourage you, brothers, that if you are a father, if you are a brother, if you're a grandfather, if you're any kind of male figure in the child's life, and you have children that you are with or that you're mentoring, that you keep the promise that you make to them, and that you understand that quality time is meaningful as well as money. It's not just about how much money you can give the mother. I mean, yeah, I'm sure there's plenty of sisters who's taking their children, or their baby fathers, as they like to call them, to child support. But that's for the mother. The child support is for the child, but the child is not understanding, hey, my dad's in child support court. My mom and my dad are fighting over the fact that he's not giving me money. That's not something that is standing out in the child's mind. What's standing out in the child's mind is when you take 10, 15, 20 minutes out of your day to call your child, to inquire about how their day was. How are you doing in school? If you make a promise to them and you come and you see them, or even if you surprise them, to take the quality time out to spend one day, one day a week, one day a month, spend something with your child, because today and tomorrow, and not even tonight, is promised. We don't know when any of us are going to leave this earth. And what we want is, we want to make the most impactful experience and the most impactful time in our child's life. We want to create that. We want to be parents who are always seeking to create a family and a family dynamic and a family system within ourselves and within our families that is going to create a bond. And we want our children to remember not just what we used to do. We want them to remember the fact that, hey, mom and dad used to take time out with me. I'm a mom who homeschools. I homeschool my daughter. Okay. And I'm sure when right now, she goes to this thing, oh, I want to go to public school. I want to do this. I want to do that, because that's what's common, in the community. But I'm a mother that I realize I want to be my child's first teacher. I don't want my child to get more time with some person that's outside of my home than they do with me. I'm the one who birthed that child. And so this is, a talk for the brothers, but I'm mentioning this as well because I'm making a point of me spending that home schooling time with my daughter every single day, whether we're going out and we're doing hands-on learning, whether we're doing something in the house, whether we're doing a science project or an experiment, whether we're cooking, whatever it is. Those are all times that we're spending quality time together, and that's what's going to matter to the child when they look back on their childhood. They're going to remember the time we spent, not the money we spent, the time we spent. And so I can't stress it enough to you, brothers. Please, 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 if you have a child, spend quality time with them. If you don't have the ability to be there physically, call them up, inquire about their day. If they're in extracurricular activities, ask them how they're performing, ask them how they're doing. Don't just leave it up to the mom, whether you're in a home or not. Don't just leave it up to the mom to do all of that pacifying of the child and raising them and showing interest in them in their extracurricular activities. You as a father, you have a role in this too. And the fact that we produce children as man and woman creates a responsibility to both of us to continue to be active parts of their child's life. Okay, so this is coming out of love, brothers. Hopefully you can accept it with an open heart and you can understand exactly what I'm saying. But this is something that I'm seeing throughout the community, and it's breaking my heart because it's affecting the children. Little girls who don't have their father in their lives, even for a couple of minutes, a month, grow up to be women who are seeking daddy figures and who are seeking men who also don't spend time with their children when they grow up and they have their own children. So, it impacts them. Little boys who don't have their father, they grow up and they become men who decide to join gangs and who decide to be, taken in by the streets because what we aren't willing to do with our children, the streets are ready to do it. So if we want to talk about how to better our community, or we want to talk about, these guys that's hanging on the streets, or the girls with their skirts too short and how they're fresh and this, that, and the other, we need to be making sure that we're taking the first step with our children. Okay, so as moms, we're spending the time we need to be in bringing up our children, and as fathers, we're spending quality time as well. This is not just a woman-run family. This takes both parents. It takes a whole village, but it definitely takes the mother and the father, if they are both living, to be active parts of their child's life and to make an impact on their child, and to understand that what you do and how much time you spend with that child matters more than what you buy. Okay, so peace, love, and light. I'm so happy, I'm starting this family series. I just plan for it to be small, short snippets of wisdom that I've, grown either from me or through life's happenings, or from the elders, from me talking to them and what they're telling me, as I'm raising my daughter. I just want to pass it on to you. Okay, love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.